that
It's
potentially.
a while ago.
We'll have to wait and find
End
out.
of 2022, right?
Pretty normal as 2G walk their way up.
Okay, EG on defense.
They're forced to use
2G
his
on
missiles to
attack.
stall them out, but 2G was never committed this way.
Yeah, 2G
Wait,
gonna
how
take
on
their
earth
time.
do
They
I say
also
your
left a
name?
camera and a
Durium
cage over on the A side of the
F
map.
Deal,
So
thank you so much for the prime. I
this
definitely
fight move back
got your
into
name
it.
wrong,
Shots aren't
but I
quite
appreciate
there
you.
for them right now. Just kills traded out as the tether doesn't dissuade 2G from fighting. They still wanted that one.
Finally, they will tuck tail though. Head back.
Yeah,
the
they
other
got
direction.
that
It's a
clove
4v4,
smoke
and
though.
There's really no util left for them except
Yeah,
their
there it
smoke.
is.
Well, annoyingly, because Cypher died, they can't actually go back into rubble and bank on that utility, so they regroup 4 players in front B, clear out this
With
back
PH,
box,
thank
and
you so much for the prime. Thank you for the 2
Going back,
months.
see?
yeah, open the door to make sure no one pushed up.
Yeah,
into
smoke goes down.
Unfortunately, there's
You got
still two
another,
players here, and
got another
EG is
clove
ready
smoke.
for this one.
Oh my
Super
God, look at this
holding
clove.
things down.
Look
2
at the
kills,
clove
a
impact
smoke
right
in their
now.
face, and
Clove
2G
smoke
have
over
been shooed
towards
away.
B makes them go back towards C
Now those
into
2
another
players
clove
also
smoke.
on opposite sides of the door.
Crazy, man.
Zap trying to find something front B, but LZ has the spike. Can't really get out of here.
Door open. Can LZ survive? Nah, they're swinging him somehow. He Houdinis his way out of that one.
Thing
and
is,
they'll
you
at
know that
least
clove
get the
smoke's
plant
coming
down
back
on
up. Stop right now.
I mean, it's the little things
What
in
you
a
got
round
for
like
us?
this.
Oh, does he even get that? The missiles nearly kill him. He runs for the hills, but a nade now going to be coming.
Smoke
at
on
his
the
feet,
spike.
and that's
Oh
the
my
death of
goodness, this
LZ.
clove impact's
Poor
crazy.
guy couldn't do
3
anything.
dead
Super
smokes,
sticky.
all of them
This round
impactful.
is over.
Huge.
Zap can't even find a kill on the way out either, so 4 goes carried over from EG.
Shameless? I'm just saying
Not too
what
bad.
I see. I'm just talking about the game.
Felt like that early fight just 2G were so committed to it, but because 3 players were tethered and didn't immediately go for the swing, Gobert was just kind of hung out to dry there. The sole player out in the open.
Running.
True.
This guy doesn't lie.
Can we get another clove util
2G
counter?
headed
The
back
problem
the same
is
direction. 5 strong
the
fighting
impact will be
towards C.
through the roof. That the whole screen will just be filled with numbers.
Just
We
hoping
can't do it.
beyond hope to get a spike plant down here.
Can't tally it
2G
up.
loved the fast exec
Whoa.
back on Haven. It's not working though.
God, nice
This
shot.
boosted spot from EG is just doing numbers on 2G. Not a single player to drop on the initial wave.
And you talk about some of the
What the hell?
disadvantages of running the Viper instead of the Omen. Biggest advantage on your defense. Viper's stall utility is crazy to
punished
lock
for
down
buy-
C.
for
We've seen a
buying the
lot of
gun. That's
teams
so funny.
switch to solo controller, but Viper has
Well.
always been one of the strongest agents on this map since its release.
Yeah, the orb for C control is fantastic. You also have the wall that hits front B and also the area outside rubble to make sure you can throw that up if the door on A is ever being tapped.
Yeah, she has kind of a global impact that not many other agents do on this map.
Yeah, now the one thing is, usually you get more value out of that Viper wall, like defensively, when you have like an Omen on your team who can TP up on rubble fight, then if they're getting
bonus
cleared out,
is
throw up
okay.
that wall, TP
It's not
behind
great.
and get on out.
It's not
Because
bad.
they're running the Clove and Raze isn't so
Wait,
flexible.
did he
on
rebuy
that
it? I didn't think they saved
mobility.
it.
Can't quite get that value here.
Dude, what the hell is this skin as well?
Icy looking to contest towards A. Knows there's a couple players here, but can't commit to a duel.
EG might have some trouble re-clearing into space as well, right? No flashes on this composition for them, so it's much more about taking these
Where is
off
Spike?
angles
I mean, he's
towards the
just
dry
counting
swings
down the
themselves,
days
but if the shots
to
aren't
his
hitting,
birthday.
it's going to mean a lot of space gathered for 2G.
Only a single member anchoring on A for EG.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
'cause
double
there's a
push from
double
EG.
flank coming
They're
in
gonna have a
long
good
on
amount of
C, so
pressure
EG are
behind.
gonna pull back
We
off the
saved
site,
the
wait for
trip
that
for
flank to
here.
come
Wait,
in.
this is a
There's
nice trip.
camera and a tripwire spotting that one out. It'll be all up on Gobert to deal with those 2 players.
Gobert was very good map
Speaking
on
of
them,
trips, they know there's a flank behind.
especially in positions like this.
2G are playing super actively on the A site.
Gobert's been spotted by the drone. Molly at his feet. Zap's gonna
That-
try
mate,
and
you
help
can't do
him,
that.
but there's no saving Gobert. Overwhelmed by EG.
Check out this spot from Icy too. Can catch Zap trying
Guys.
to run in backside. but the shots aren't
Why is
going
everyone
there.
running away?
And now it gets a little funky. 2G have flipped the map. They're full playing towards spawn, but some of these players still stuck on the site. And EG about to head their way into it. Tap on the spike. Derek.
Damn,
holding
Derek's
strong for
popping
3.
everyone.
EG just mops it up.
This
I'm
was
sorry, where did
nice
2G
though,
go?
fair play.
They disappeared.
EG
That's the
played
magic
together,
trick.
double push
They had 12
behind,
players there, and
saved
then
the
they didn't
drone.
move, gone.
Break the trip, drone all the way out. Molly goes in with the salvos as well. Kind of forced them in. I do feel like 2G needed to react better. Let's take some like deeper space. Either take some deeper space or fight somewhere. Instead of 3 pass and going backside.
Usually it's the attackers that get to play over in tree like that. Dominate on those angles.
The difference between him and Zap's reactions is very funny to me.
Yeah, try to sound a little more enthusiastic, Derek. Come on. He's keeping it calm.
So EG win the bonus on their defense side.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the teddy bears? Okay.
What's there to say?
What were they doing?
They were there.
Poor guy in the middle. All that bad buy. Really just being carried through by LZ on a Guardian.
I mean, the nade was on his head. Yeah, there goes the hero gun. Icy with the kills, gets his ult into the next big buy rounds. And 2G are really going to struggle.
There's a molly at their feet. They're stunned up. And yet again, 2G disappears from the round.
2G's comp is really good at going aggro over towards A with the wall. Surely they do that.
Through the smokes. Nice shot from Zap.
They might be very worried about Icy's ult.
This is looking much more like the control of the first half of Haven we saw out of EG. Had the paint shells going into back rubble that forced LZ out into the angle. Really beautifully played by Icy, I'm not going to lie.
I took care of.
2G have a second shot at a buy round now.
The suppress of the ult. Oh yeah, that's true. They should definitely be going aggro A. Go aggro A with the wall and then save ya. That's a good point. Guys, you can't be using your double damage like that when you're up against a Razor. That's the one thing to take it down. I was about to make the whole round about watching how they were going to use their double damage. I mean, I guess you can ult him. Okay, well.
Grab the Teo. Silence has a 1v1 outside Super. Gets a kill as well. But Silence is the important one. Finds his.
Go on, do it. I was going to say, I thought he was going to just pop the guy from the ult.
1v1, and then he comes back to the wake of a battlefield.
That was the EG players who had walked up B at the beginning of the round, hearing that ult, immediately pinching into that space and cooking the rest of 2G's players.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
though.
it's a
2G are
devastating
trying
round
to
from
run
2G.
the fast round playbook like they did on Haven that, to be fair, really exposed EG on their retakes, but EG are playing much more fluidly this time. Actually
going for
holding
the
on
ult.
to their sights, going for these walk-ups.
And they have a lot better active stall util. Every round, 2G is getting locked out by the Molly and the Viper Orb on C.
My ultimate is ready. 30 seconds left.
It's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's going to be
Especially
saving this one.
Apart from the round previous to this, 2G haven't done
yeah, I mean,
anything
2G could have come up with a way better plan, right? Let's be honest.
They've been throwing the same Cypher Cam, you know, up against the wall in the back corner there. They've been throwing the same cage over on Rebel too. But they haven't been using those. And usually when you play utility, you know, defaults like that, you're trying to show some presence on the C space early, threaten that you've maybe left someone there to be a late lurk, and then move back into the A space and slowly try to push forward over the course of 40 seconds to a minute. But because of the pace that 2G is playing at, it's not allowing for any of that concern over alert coming in, over any concern of players.
Let's go again. Sure, guys, your comp is really good at going aggro A. You gotta give me an aggro
I
A.
think where it really thrives is taking space in A lobby. The ISO shield scaling up behind that with a dive from the Raze is one of the reasons why T1 was so good with this comp. Something I don't think we've really seen them do most this half.
Well, we'll see what the quick A look.
Do they want to right-click the shield or left-click the
Lotus
shield?
just 2 rifles. Ooh.
What is that left
Okay,
click?
not as much damage as I was expecting. A little high there from Nature. But still, EG, because
they take A control. Now you can go elsewhere.
Buys a ton of time on the stall. You've got players creeping out of that
Guys,
C
please
space
don't
too.
stick around and just get spammed by an Odin.
And what it means for EG is, again, brilliant map control round to round. Now using the drone outside of the mound space, sees that there's no lurk on this side, might even actually ping Gobera, so that's a pretty high likelihood that 2G have all 5 players in the A space.
And look at the damage. Zap knocked down to 11 health just from the Odin spam. EG is winning this battle via attrition.
And perfectly reading, too, that 2G want to split back into Baby Door. EG have 3 players here, lying in wait.
Incredible timing for the Molly.
He
Oh,
catches
God.
these players, and an
Oh,
ultimate
God.
trying to force them out into the open.
Oh, man. I tell you what though, LZ did pretty good to like TP over it, because he was pretty wrecked there.
The spike finally gets ferried into B. The next wave of this EG retake is soon to come.
Super winnable.
But this is where it's trickier for EG. No flashes to get back onto the angle, just a Prowler for Nature.
Silence alone.
I know exactly where.
As the Vandal in hand, one of the few hero weapons of this round. Knows Nature's just on the other side, but caught out by the utility and sprayed through on the Odin. EG now getting there for
Okay, got your ult if you want it.
He's back into it. All popped. Him alone against Nature. Up and over the top he goes. The
Very nice, dude. Very, very nice.
2G's newest addition finds 4 and finally grants them a round.
2G were desperate for a round win there, and they can finally get it. Oskia goes first 4 kills of the game
let's
there.
keep going aggro A until they stop it.
Time for 2G.
Can they stop
Playing
it?
in this position,
Not really.
down in
Like
the
they may,
pit
maybe
of B.
like fade Teva combo.
And that's a deceptively hard angle to play with
Wait.
the showstopper.
Teva nade combo.
Up onto the box there.
This fades combo with
Have
himself.
much to shoot it off against to get that final kill.
2G again attempt to take space in A.
Derek was playing back in spawn, anticipating an Omen ult at the start of that round. But has now crept into the mountain space. Again, same round from EG, same round from 2G. But this time
2G
wanna
only
push
have
to that A side.
one over towards A, and they've absolutely sent it A. They keep saving that trip. Fade all gets used as well.
2G will attain a post plant, and
Damn, dude.
Askia again.
It's almost as if this comp should just be spamming A.
And now
at the
EG
beginning.
have 3 players all isolated on their ones. Derek on
It's a shame about the
very
slow start though.
delayed
But
flank. Tripwire to find him. And DA dealing with a trip, trying to regroup with Supa. EG need time to play with here, time to work back into this space. It's
the smugness levels in the stream is dangerously high.
So late. I think this might
Yeah,
just
but like
be a save at this point.
it's nice to see
2G playing this smartly as
But I'm
well.
not
You can
just
see all going up
chatting
the rope
crap
to exit
sometimes.
towards EG's own spawn.
How do you feel about the save call? Because 2G is pretty close to their money breaking. EG would have been able to buy even if they lost these guns.
It's true. It wouldn't have been the worst thing. I do think there's a point to be made around ultimates as well, right? EG don't really have
Damn,
the
look at
ultimates to
Bacon,
go
man.
for it, and I guess
Bacon
EG
typed
are
it
trying
out,
to take some of
smiling the whole
kills.
time.
EG might have also thought 2G would just escape towards their own spawn.
Sure, was hoping for that.
Yeah. And yet that
Can
is 2
2G
rounds in a row
get
now for
wrecked by
2G.
the Teo damage? Nah, not really. They probably have a good punish. Like, they probably have a good rubble punish. Like smoke,
What is going
Teo,
on?
damage,
Some
nade,
shuffling?
fade eye,
Wanna be that
eye,
elephant.
something like that.
Don't think we
But
can
in
grant
terms
that
of like
one.
the
It's gonna be
initial
another fight
stop,
towards
not
that.
really.
But
They
this
can only
time
kind of
EG's
nade
committing
Teva.
to the brawl themselves. Sees nade, Teo missiles.
Dude, I mean,
2G held it
this
for
is
now.
nice though from 2G. Like
But
they just
didn't
waited,
use
and now
their
they can
burst of
literally just
utility
do their
just at
push
the
out.
beginning of the round. Instead, they held it, and now we'll go and fight for this reclear.
Yeah, as soon as the clove smoke goes down, they can get back into the space. EG have abandoned entirely. Now an Omen
Omen ult
into
goes straight up
backside
over
A.
towards A.
2G have
2G
found
got
much
another
more
round here,
success towards
really.
this side of the map than the fast hits on C.
They got no Omen
Realize
flash
EG are
for the
playing
retake because
pretty
of the
weak on
claw.
this area.
Cover going out.
LZ making a play.
2 rounds in a row. This is risky.
Askia tries to bait him in, and LZ disengages.
Smart to fall out of that space, I think. 2G may be looking for
It's
a
a
bit
really
too
hard
much there.
retake.
Couple ults. Silence. Has the kidnap zap. Has the Hunter's Fury. The first one popped. That'll grab Icy. In comes EG straight to the blender
Whoa,
of LZ.
wait, what was that
He's
decision
found
making?
alive
Wait, he
above
TP'd up.
2G. They
That's
decimate
crazy.
evil geniuses as they fight into
Very,
the
very
sun.
nice.
It's a
I think
near
EG needs to do a
flawless
timeout.
round
They definitely got to
for
do a
2
late
game.
rubble punish instead of
was
the
a sick
aggro
little
A.
bait
I
and
will
switch
say, you got to
between
give props to
LZ and
2G on this
Askia's
one. Like,
little rat
they
playing
were
underneath
so
his
on
own
top of the
smoke
fact that they were
on
going to
rope.
do an
Askia
aggro
over
A.
to drop.
But they
But
decided to
because
save all their
LZ
util and then
takes
late
these
hit
first
it.
shots and then TP's up in the window that everyone else is trying to react. Those players
Okay,
are all
didn't actually
turning
go
around
through
trying
with
to
the
find
TP.
where this Omen is. No one's anticipating the Rays to be there too.
Losing 3 rounds in a row, EG will call their first time out of this second map.
Yeah,
Here's the thing, though,
it's gonna be a rubble
similar to
punish.
EG's defensive side of Haven, they're struggling in the retakes, right? When they're holding the C site in those early rounds.
Or they go for the aggro A and then just hold it with 2 this time.
Problem, but here
maybe?
again, 2G are abusing all of these very aggressive angles that normally you'd have, you know, some breach utility, stuns, flashes to clear away. Right now, EG are failing on that front to deal with them.
Last 3 rounds have all ended either A or B. And 2G's been opening with a lobby control every time. That's been the secret sauce thus far.
Need the Omen flash for the A main hold that
like
bad.
last round,
It's
you
not
remember
even,
how
do you know what?
EG
It's
were
not even the
playing the
Omen
A
flash.
space, they put
It's
down the early
legit the
close
Omen
smoke,
TP.
Had Icy playing there for a second, but fell off pretty quickly.
Like it's nice to
But
one
it's harder
person,
with the close smoke
like for
duration
sure
to
the one
keep
person hold of an
recycling
Omen is
that
good when you
smoke
can
over
flash
towards
them
Roman. You
out.
can't really
Like to go
maintain
aggro over
that
towards
control
there,
for
like
EG,
opening
so they
door and
almost need to
TPing is like
be more
really,
willing
really
to fall
strong.
back, unless
It's like
2G
just being able
fall
to
into
go
that straight
here
up
without
brawl.
having to cross all of this.
Looks to me like the setup in this round from 2G
So
splitting up, you
it's
know,
more
3
the
players
TP
towards
than
the
it is
C
anything
side,
else.
Actually bringing 4 over.
And then obviously the
Anticipating a
flash can be
switch
like
up from
reactive.
Evil Geniuses,
No one really rips the
playing
Omen
the
flash at the
space B
beginning.
to C.
2Game is yet to win a round where they try and go C.
Bold
This is their
round to go for
chance,
the
but it's a
bait.
bait and switch.
We've never
In
seen
the
EG up
corner,
like this.
Superman. Do they check on him? Do they consider the option?
Nope.
No one's looking thus far. That's one, but the
Still though.
shield, it saves the day.
Hold on, Icy stepping into front B. If you found that kill, EG could be right back in it. As it stands, Gobera takes the warning shot, falls back into sand.
Ye's gonna do it instead. There's
Nicely
one
done
from
from
him.
Ye.
And Icy front B takes down another key player from 2G.
Spike play. Last player.
Nicely done again from Ye.
It all comes down to Gobera. EG have plenty of time to work with.
Does feel like Ye
Going
just
back to
saves them
regroup
all the
together
time.
as 3. Gobera needs to seize this window. Hasn't been spotted yet. Takes his timing to clip ahead. Now in a 1-on-2, finds another.
Oh,
but
that's
nature will
unlucky,
take
bro.
him
It was a
down.
really good
EG
attempt.
see yet another C plant through.
And the drought continues on C. 2G have not found a solution to this side of the map.
At least they planted the spike this time.
Fair? Bait and switch setup. Got a couple for EG, but I think the real crux of that round was their fight back into B main,
Yes.
opening that door and pressuring 2G from behind as Ye just held in spawn and let them run into him.
That's something EG have looked for a couple of times after they've heard
The
the
my
early,
bads out there.
attack into sand.
What do you do?
Walk into
Over
front
peek on
B,
site
open
maybe?
that door, go for that delayed pinch play.
So back to the well for 2G. They're gonna take another round opening a lobby.
I feel like tucking in there and hoping isn't the best option. I mean, playing this
G's playing
pause
is
is like
quiet here
kind
so
of strong.
far.
Like they don't have
Ooh,
a
but a dart
drone.
not broken.
But they actually they have a silver
Right.
drone, I guess. Can
have
silver drone
conceded
like this
space
reach
because of
here?
it.
I'm not sure.
Suppression
Yeah, I
added
agree with
to
what you're saying.
ISO
No,
kit,
normally
a
when you
little
like
bit
tuck in
annoying to deal
heavy,
with
you
as
just get
well.
owned.
I see no chance to stall, but he pings it
That's
on
the
spike.
spike and the
dear.
door closed
No
as
one's there
well.
to recover it. LZ has to save the day, and he'll
Keep
sneak
an eye on the
away.
lock
Lurks
over
on
towards
lurks.
B.
Right now, EG have pushed out of C, and Gobera is front B.
Really
No one's
nice.
ready for that. With the
Yeah.
the picture, the round becomes so much simpler for 2G, and Gobera is still going to keep moving.
EG going
Dude,
for a double
2G
flank
have
play.
been pretty much all the success over towards A.
But this lurk, an ever-present threat from Gobera.
He's so patient right now, too.
EG finally arrive and takes base into tree. Everyone is backside from 2G. Silence. Another
Omen
shield.
flash was good.
Another
Hit both a
chance
tree.
to close out this round. First tap on the spike. EG trying to win
It's
out
a
in the
really
brawl,
late
but
ult.
2G better at it thus far. The Viper's Pit is up. Silpa's out of bullets. And 2G holds strong again
winning
on the
every
A
round
side.
when they go A at the moment.
Brilliant round out of Gobera, finding that lurk into the B space.
His luck was
Now
awesome.
Ye
His luck was
smoke
awesome, and then
simplifying
his
the
like
round and
reaction
coming
after
in so
getting the
delayed,
kill
like
was
he
like
froze
everything.
After he got that kill,
His
nesting
cage goes
himself
to
up
heaven
in
and then
B
just
window.
holds for so long.
And it just puts so much pressure on these EG
Yeah,
players.
nature couldn't get
Trying to
involved
make it a
for
little
like the
chaotic with
last
all the
15
smokes,
seconds.
the Viper's Pit going down. At the end of it all, that lurk was just too big.
Yeah, back over towards A. Do they get anything for the nade tether? They might, yeah.
Sees nade early on A. Ooh, that might actually catch on the supplier tap. He
Oh,
doesn't care.
what?
Doing with the classic
Bro got
two
it. Bro whipped
That's
out the
ridiculous.
classic and double
the
dinked,
Scylla
yay.
attack outlaw technology.
They don't know about it.
Does a little bit better than most folks.
And in about 15 seconds,
Wait, did they win every round? They went aggro A, but lost every round when they didn't? I think so.
Round 12, the last round of the half.
Somehow there's a recon outside of the map. Don't know what went on. But
C-site, where you've lost every round, or Mimi, hear me out. Do you hit the A site where you've won every round?
Yeah, no, I think it is that.
Revolutionary, but I think I would go and open A rubble, and maybe then hit the A site after.
Okay, let's see what happens.
But I'm not a mastermind like him, so we'll see.
I would say if Zap called the hit C and it works this time because EG overload bodies on the A side of the map.
Oh no,
give this man
they go C.
He's trying it.
They've got an attack op and outlaw to take these first fights. Guns to fall back into after, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he has another gun because he's got his ISO.
And some guns to back it up. Oh, Derek. Finding that opener onto
7-5 it is.
Successful on those lurks.
It's really hard to.
This round, though.
It's really hard to not go aggro A when you won every single round by doing it.
Using this drone to fake
I see his ult, Derek is ult.
Calling back into this space, and yet somehow Zap is called around.
I mean, all the ults are good at the moment. Gonna get a little bit crazy.
EG anticipating Zap's moves, but maybe just 10 seconds behind him.
Nature jiggling from the baby door. Zap holding this angle. Nature knows now. Oh, the rocket. That's headed into the site.
It's a free A side again. Problem is this time EG have a really good retake. Util.
Zap getting so active up into stairs.
Like they should be able to.
Walk on the back of that, but
should be able to combo the ults pretty well. Like the best player for EG to get in this ult as well. Like out of everyone here, like BA was the best person to tank this. Hold up, did they not just go a little bit too fast?
Nature on 2 puts LZ into a 1-on-3, and with the ultimates, the utility winding down.
Hold up.
Pushing against him, evil geniuses.
Looking at the 5 HP and I was like, maybe. Okay, no joke. 2G won every round where they went fast A. Within the first 10 seconds because they late took it. And then they lost every round where they defaulted C.
On their retakes. Finally in the last round though, they figure it out. They get the retake down pat on A and put themselves in a good position to close this game out.
Yeah, they just punished the individual walk-ups.
They went fast, yeah. No, they're trying to capitalize off the ISO.
So quick, Zap 2 falls.
I was thinking they were gonna just do like a actual like set thing with the tail.
But they still have to come back if they want to send us to map number 3.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Alright, let's mute this up. Silence is good in the ISO. Yeah, I still like. I also like the fact that people are using ISO on this map still. I say still. Like, I thought more people would be going for the T1 comp. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good when you like fully understand what your win conditions are. And I do think that 2G maybe took a while to... I don't think they fully understand it yet. But this is probably... This for 2G here is probably like the best example of them to just watch this VOD back and be like, hold up. Did T1 just spam A hits every single time as their default until they get stopped twice in a row? Yeah, they do. So they can finally learn that from this demo. All right.
Lightning start to the second half on Haven. They almost rallied that game back against EG, but now they're down a map in the series, and they're tasked with the very same thing here on Lotus.
Yeah, the last few rounds have gone very nicely for them, winning 5 of the last 7. You can see, like, basically every time that Zap is popping off and around, the rest of 2G rally behind him.
It is 2-1 for pistols.
Start of things for 2G.
1-0 for this map.
Looks like Evil Geniuses geared up for a sand fight. Only LZ to spot this out from 2G.
Clove smoke down to get out towards C.
Yeah, just break the one-way. Threaten popping out of this.
Double controller comes and let you commit smokes for that.
Thing is, EG have a ton of damaging utility, not so much raw initiator abilities. So they can catch you, they can combo utility, and when it works, it works. That's one down on the C side.
God, did he double dink him?
Here to hold.
He's got to get out of here.
Yeah, get on through.
Hey, well, the spacing was nice here, though.
This round's falling apart from 2G.
Yeah. Towards spawn. The fight continues, but it's less successful. Nature's dead. That's the Spike having to run all the way back towards Bend.
Yeah, keep an eye on the round the world from Superman. Super late luck.
They're going to be fast in on this
Didn't mean the pun.
There is a huge lurk from Super, but it's going to be very delayed.
So the rest of EG has to hold well.
Oh, God.
Icy revealed up top. He'll back away as Yay for the first. Can he do any more? No, it's great.
Kinda just got a delay, guys.
Again. But enough time has been bought, and Super arrives. And this becomes a hell of a lot harder. Teo missiles at Zap's feet. Only 20 health to deal with. Somehow gets
nice
the
shot from
first,
Superman.
No more to come of it.
Double pistol on this. Probably going to make it nice and easy.
It's,
what is it? 4? Sorry, 3-1. Simple maths. 3-1 altogether.
Nature just got the spam shot there.
That's kind of nice as well, to be fair.
Because they threw
like this hit was nice. Salvos for the left of water and then double swing, the isolated player. And again, the spacing was really good off it. Right, they salvoed here, then double swing this. Like this guy was wrecked.
They're in the house.
Also means you don't have to like, your pre-aim can be more to the right.
Another very conservative eco round from EG.
Not so much from 2G. Couple of sheriffs, the marshal for Zap. That's something I remember even during kickoff he liked to do. Playing an off angle backstairs. This guy likes those snipers. There's a little gap for him to play with on that smoke too.
I'm not sure if anyone's going to be walking into it. Derek has the stun in hand.
Right here.
And EG still, they are so patient when they play these anti-ecos.
Yeah.
Finally, they're gonna
Open
hit
the
that
door.
button.
Going
Send
from
it towards
safe
the A
far
side.
back.
At least one player is flooded out, LZ.
This is what G2 are doing, right? Where they drone the right, face the left, try and shoot the drone here, and your crosshair's just on the floor, so you no matter what get the trade of the drone.
For an exec. But EG did lose one
I mean,
of their
yeah, they
three
pick up a
rifles.
gun
It's
here.
an FPX buy for them. This is not the simplest round to play out.
Not a lick of armor on 2G though. So even the
Yeah, and you're the
ghost in
person that
hands
needs
of
to
Derek
survive.
is
You're the
gonna
person
be
with the salvos.
Nature facing two on the other side. The smoke, he gets nothing.
Well, there goes
And neither
salvos.
does Derek. Yay! Has to do so much here. Down to 1 HP. Silence with another shield ready to go. And LZ beginning this defuse. Someone has to stop it. Someone has to swing. Yay!
Straight up stick. Okay.
And 2G
Respect, man. They
steal
equaled
an eco
them.
round.
What do they have? Sheriff,
With how the
Ghost,
last
and
map ended,
Marshal,
2G
I think?
needed to get a diabolical round
Yeah, they
like
kind of
that.
ended up giving him a gun.
that
and
one
that
straight
felt like a
away.
big,
Just put the
big
smoke on
change.
the ground. And really, it all came back to that first kill they secured over on the A site. Taking one of the
a
guns
little bit
out of
risky on the
EG's
anti-eco,
hands.
to be honest, to be sending it with the gun.
And then what, with a classic and a Guardian from main? Spiking, or smoking the spike and trying to stick that one is just gonna work more times than not.
That's got Zap back high on energy.
Still 2 Guardians from EG because of the half buy last round.
Yeah, they still got a kill trip back at site though.
Vera, nice shot from him. He'll escape. Got his reward.
Yeah, this is the kill trip.
Now an advantaged
EG
retake for
money-wise, they didn't force into this. It's just a low buy.
Even if this round doesn't look too hot from EG, Nature's going to be pretty close to the Nightfall, assuming he gets the spike down here. Also, don't forget about front B. Well,
33, any bullets?
Superman has taken some space.
It's smart from him to the plant in the middle, though. Doesn't mean that it's not a good plant for Mounds. Definitely going to keep an eye on Superman again, going for the luck. This time through B, did it through A earlier.
Not enough HP to win that duel. And the classic.
Yeah, doesn't really have the best gun for it. Dude, everyone's surviving. Does some armor rebuys.
1 round away from tying this game up.
Might get close. Got Sova ult for the big buy round. Got ISO ult for the big buy rounds. Wait, they're in a much better spot than EG, actually.
EG have already laid the groundwork of these early rounds, you know, conditioning against 2G, right? They've shown so many of these lurk looks from Supa, whether it was, you know, stepping all the way through A on the pistol round, this last round on the eco, going into B late. These are all things 2G is going to be thinking about. Maybe trying to flush out in the mid rounds, front B especially. 2G also have some beautiful
they got Cloval,
ultimates to
so
play
maybe he
retake
can
with
go
too on the ISO and the Soba.
a little bit aggro if he wants to.
EG, 1-3-1, walking their way up B.
With the paranoia there
Dude,
too.
they fake like a real aggro. They fake like a pinch, basically.
2G can't hold their ground. Bit overloaded.
Now they don't have Omen Flash for retake.
They're gonna keep it going. Zap to take down Superman. That was the lurker over towards A. So an A pivot is a little difficult now because there's overwhelming forces from 2G. The ult.
Dude, they got a double with it. Yeah, he pops his ult. Do they wait for him?
No, but stuck into this corner.
Yeah, gets the kill.
Back to life and takes down Askia.
And this is where the power of the Clove kicks in. Yay, sped up, pushing into this A side. Zap on the off angle. Gets
Zap
on
did
the
a lot
round.
on
It's
this.
still a 2-on-2.
Derek has the missiles back.
They got missiles and nades. The smoke on the spike is probably not going to last long enough to fill
LZ
it.
has
So they
one
might get
smoke.
half. The smoke will go out,
They'll
they'll
use
tap
it
it,
immediately.
salvos will go, then nade. Oh,
LZ
okay,
onto the
all
spike.
that.
A nade gets him off.
Did he
and
get
kills
half?
him too.
It was close.
Tried to greed for the half.
No half.
And
There's
he's not rewarded. Now missiles. And Icy ready to run into this smoke. It fades. And so too should the chances of Gobera.
a nice
Icy for 4 and EG
reposition from Icy as well
back in
during that.
control.
That was such a hard round for EG to win. The fact that Icy and Jay were able to fight themselves out from that tight little choke
Yeah,
point.
no, it got stressful. The Sova ult,
And
look
win that
at
round
it. Honestly, the
is nothing
Sova
short of a
ult at one point
miracle.
was going to
You
kill
also
3.
have to consider that 2 versus 2, right? When they have the utility to put down onto the spike. You also have Ye after death putting down a smoke. So 2G, those players are constantly checking behind their backs, trying to figure out if they're getting wrapped on whatnot.
Sova ult into double
Had no
damage.
idea both players were actually set up in tree.
You have to feel bad for Zap. Got 4 kills that round with the Clove res, though it was still a 2v2 that his team couldn't win.
So pistol round, he gets a 4K, loses the round. That round, he gets a 4K, team loses the round. Send some help.
It's a good timeout though.
He's
Like they
gonna
only
need
lose
it.
one,
They'll
we
take
call
a
it timeout.
Get Coach Faith in for a word. What? No!
We can't be having that. Someone gonna deal with him?
Sancho's not even here. We don't need that kind of violence.
Don't check his stream. He's on top of the world right now. Just brutal scenes out here in Americas.
Pivot round here for 2G. Money's on the edge. They have an ISO ult to work with.
Iso ult, fade ult. Let's check everyone's money right now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't buy next.
Side, so 2G ready to fight
Dude, if
into the
2G can
mound
win
space.
this round, it's really
For a
close
second, I thought
game.
they were going to have the undercut from Silence
Like this
chucked on
is
out,
the
but
big
instead
rounds,
he wants to play
basically.
front B.
Is what I'm saying.
Can maybe support from there.
It'll be relatively easy for EG if they win this.
Or just send out his ult.
Oh, and they kind of faked this earlier.
The smoke.
Yeah, they faked that one's go aggro. Wait, he got the fade though.
LZ could be in trouble too. Has a second TP in the ult though. Silence unsuccessful. And it's all crumbling for 2G now.
Those are
Yeah,
big
once again, it
rounds.
feels like Zap's here in a 1v5. His entire team falling before him and getting pinged out by the drone.
Imagine
is
how big
just
that kill would have been.
brutal.
Fade ult.
This
I mean,
round's over
honestly,
before it even
they lost
starts.
the Raze ult.
EG not
Anyway,
even
Ice got a
taking
kill.
a lick of damage. And back in the pole position.
And that round was the timeout, you know?
Yes, that was the
Yeah.
round. We had ults,
It's
we had a
devastating.
gun, we had just talked to the coach, and was not enough for 2G.
Chat, who got the first kill here? This icy as well.
Waste it after a moment like that, where everything
I don't know if he
goes
saw
wrong,
him or
you've gotta
just read
change the
it.
plan. You can't run that same look again.
They were going aggro.
Now that you've spent those key abilities.
Look at the money too.
It was icy. Oh man,
They're
it
gonna
all
be
kind of
pretty
snowballed
broke
wrong,
this
right?
next round.
Because icy was one away from his ult, which is probably why they wanted to go aggro. Got the kill anyway. Managed to get the ult, goes over towards site, and then they lost the fade. The fade ISO 1v1. That's so
Well,
devastating.
they've got plenty more time to think about heading into the next one. But they need to tap into some of the magic they found in the second half of Haven.
The fade I hit him. Oh
Blocked
really?
out these last 2 rounds. Now, things they're going to be considering, A, money miserable for 2G, but also a Nightfall over for Nature. So winning something like that could be big for them. Again, in theory, EG's comp should be a little bit more reliant on their big exec ultimates to take sites.
But at the same time, they found value with getting players lurked up late over towards A, threatening the Clove on these B lurks, and
It's true.
really consistently kind of forcing 2G to worry about a lot of different avenues of
Karokati,
approach.
hello.
Do you think about one of the things that, you know, this 2G comp does so well? We saw T1 using it a bunch, was using those undercuts very
Two hero
aggressively to
guns.
dominate fights.
Two hero
over,
guns.
A Rubble, but also having the
Money's
flexibility
outrageous
to,
for
you know, play
EG.
that
They
ISO
still
over
got
on the B
fade
site,
ult.
then walking up front B. You can be very fluid and influence the map from very far away.
EG would have to mess up
The issue for them
basically.
is without an Omen, EG is never going to want to early fight into a Rubble when they know there's the risk of an
true.
ISO being there. They are only ever going to re-clear a
Yeah.
Rubble.
Is
EG
Sova good on
kind
this
of-
map? Sova's fine on this
I don't
map.
know, wait for
So,
2G
like,
to
the
reveal
comp
their
from
hand,
2G
then
is
step
so
in a
fine,
little bit
I
more
promise
on
you.
delay and set up these utility combos to clear out Rubble.
Yeah, talk of the re-clear, here it comes. Molly,
It's just they
nade,
didn't
the orb up, and
understand.
that space is in the hands of evil geniuses.
There's a lot of times where
This
teams
is where it
copy
should, in theory, be a
comps,
little more difficult, and I
but they
like
don't
Husky
understand
getting
like
active back on the angle.
why
Obviously,
it's
more of this
working
of
for a
2G,
team.
a second wave
This was a
getting in
prime
front of things,
example,
the
but
Nightfall's
I
gonna
think they
make it
found out
impossible.
from this
This is
game.
straight up exec here for EG. And already Silence is dead. Zap is gonna try and desperately swing in too, but with the lesser weapons, they can't find anything, and it's
They're
a
not going A.
pivot.
They're not going A. Of course, Yay is lurking up into B. This guy loves it. Sure, a camera's going to spot him out, but the cavalry's here.
Both hero weapons still alive for 2G, but now it's just them.
The fans know it. They know what's coming.
Nature, yeah, he might
2G,
be on
both
for
players
4.
completely alone.
Oops.
Walking into the site. He's getting one satchel
Damn.
for a second, okay. Otsky awake, but that still puts Gobert in a 1v3. And there's no chance for him to win this.
You don't think?
No.
6 HP, not enough?
Tail missiles,
definitely hunt this.
satchels, yeah, I don't think so.
Starting to slip.
Everyone
Still,
can
I mean,
hunt
again,
this.
that was the half buy for 2G. Not going to be too bad. They got the Nightfall. It's the small victories for them. Those aren't going to cut it
Well.
in the future rounds, though. They need the big ones. Especially now that EG have just proven round after round. These mid-round pivots are really exposing 2G's defense. This B site is always a gap later on.
Round 19 is going to basically be the last chance for 2G.
Yeah. So if we get into a slow round again, 2G need to be way more proactive at clearing front B. I feel like they've had 3
Close
players
value?
fighting
I mean,
this
through
A
the
space,
roof.
Then they get forced back, and then they stay on that
The
side of the
non-stop
map. They're
value.
not playing so fluid at the moment. And it's allowing EG
to be honest, I
just
kind of
best
peaked on the
them a
pistol,
macro
but
scale.
it's all good.
After showing a bunch of slow rounds, pretty much sitting in spawn, EG open a bit quicker, taking space in C mound. And if they choose to go
Eric
here,
one
there's only
away.
one player to anchor.
Dude,
2G's
Nature
gonna
3
basically be
away.
forced to play retake.
Yeah, I guess 3k
Arrow
into
out already from LZ,
3K
but it's
from
dodged.
death.
Icy already into the site. The swings are coming on through, and Silence is unable
Dude,
to
Nature's
find his
gonna be
mark.
able to get an orb and have his ult
Couple
for the
kills
next
back
round.
from Gobera over towards mid, but it might not be
At
enough.
least
It's a 3v3.
probably the last round, depending on if they can win
The
this.
Hail Mary, the rocket
They get the good
from
plant,
Oskia.
but they go Razor.
Nature is already one off of the
But they can just
Nightfall.
go 2 mounds.
That's insane.
And then
He's
Clove's
in
just
last
gonna
round.
tank the Razor.
There's the rocket over the top. Oskia
Yeah,
finds
there's the
Ye.
tank.
That's what
But
he
they have
needed.
no vision block
They're
and no
gonna need a little
cages. Like the
something
2 should
extra.
win this.
Because offsite EG plays. A satchel onto Mount.
Oh.
Oskia swings in, and now it's only Nature. Gobera holding this
Ooh,
down.
okay,
and
we
Zap
panicked a little bit.
defends his teammate well.
Really wanted to get that
They
satchel.
needed that round. And they've got it.
It's pretty consistently
Dude,
been
Easy
Zap and Gobera stepping up
kind
when
of messed up a
2G need
little
them.
bit.
Here it's Zap getting the last kill, but as
Hyper
well,
focused on the
Gobera
satchel,
getting the pick on
and
mid,
then didn't
right? Every
Derek
single
disown
round we've seen it,
Ye
we've
with a
said it,
stun as
EG
well?
have had these lurks.
And I think with the
Constantly
peak, I
punishing
honestly
2G.
think Ye might have
That
had the
you
kill
just
if
saw
he didn't
there.
get stunned.
So meaningful. Also, Oskia seeing Ye's shoulder.
Is it Ye's fault for being
Gets
too
2G
close?
Right back into that site.
Oh, you can tell he's frustrated about it. Oh my goodness. Didn't hide that one.
Nature's got Nightfall again.
That he does.
Derek's got his ultimate. Good luck playing the site. It might be time to abandon C, 2G.
The last couple rounds, EG has hit C. 2G have committed 1-2 players onto the site who have died, and then their team has ended up at a disadvantaged position on the retake.
You're going to see Zap playing just off
Got
site, probably,
C
and they're trying to
pressure, they
flood
go
back
pick up
in
the
out
AWP,
to
they pick up
Nightfall.
Nature's ult,
Assuming EG stick around.
and now for their A
They broke the
reclaim.
trip, the cam, and now they'll head back and look for an A replay.
Drone, we're setting up
so
the molly.
Right now, yeah, we're going to use the Nightfall over towards C more than likely to try and pull this player. Because the smoke went down, EG think and assume that someone is
Prowler
up
goes
here,
in,
and
Fade
really
goes
needs some help
in.
settling on this fake.
Trying to keep rotate here. Smoke gets
They
used.
spotted LZ at this point.
Dude, LZ's gonna do so much. He's got the worst gun.
Paranoia,
Yeah.
and he backs
If he,
away.
honestly, if he gets out, he did incredible.
Ultimate use to try and flush anyone out of blue room.
Ult
No
doesn't
one's
really
home.
do too much. Gives him a little bit of space
And
to
that'll confirm
cross over
AG
towards
that they just
door.
want to send it into A. Rotate's coming in for 2G, but
Fatal
A
hits
might
two.
be a bit late. Only LZ here. He's just getting bullied by utility. Dead to the missiles.
Got Fatal
Icy on
into
the entry, but
Teo.
Silence, the savior for 2G.
And Zap down into drop. Looking for a moment, gets his. 2G are pushing forward
Superman
on the
has
retake.
ult.
Even as the spike goes down, but it's just Zap with no gun out. What is going on? Gobera was miles away.
And now it's a retake into a pit. A 1 versus 2 for Gobera. But the Viper just on the other side.
They should have
and
played opposite
1v1.
positions. Ye had ult.
Gobera up against one of the greats. A tap on the spike, but he doesn't know where Ye is. Ye and all to work with, and that round
Okay.
is
Very, very
his.
nice though.
EG 1 away from putting 2G to bed.
4 chances.
EG just not wasting a moment on that exit.
Ye? Nah, Ye's been
Once they
outrageously impactful. Both
And it's
maps.
unfortunate too, because yeah, LZ tries to teleport out. All he has is the Sheriff. And Zap, I think because the pit goes down with the spike being planted, he thinks he has a moment to try and
Why
catch
didn't he
up really
check
fast
tree?
timing. And he knows
Last
the
kill was
pressure's
like
on,
back
because
of sight,
Gobera
I
is
guess.
so far away. He is in a 1-on-2.
Graffridge, thank you so much
It's
for the
an
prime.
unenviable
Thank you for the 24 months. Oh boy.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a brutal way to start this. Oscar dead in an instant, a lot of ults being used. They absolutely need to win this.
no way.
And they don't.
His silence lost again.
The silver lining of Zap getting that kill, but it's still a 3v4.
LZ has held on to the space into Rebel, has called in reinforcements of Zap. But LZ still doesn't have a gun. You'd almost
Was it
expect
every
2G to
ISO on
creep
defense
forward.
was one from the
This
EG player?
drone only sees the typical lurker. That is fake information.
And 2G. Do they
You
fall
gotta.
for it?
He had a stinger. Yeah, you gotta give him a better gun though, right?
Walking up is LZ. Straight into EG.
Y'all don't know the stinger.
2G,
The
though,
stinger
great
tech.
paranoia. That gets
Yeah,
him
I
the
think like
space
if
to
he's got
escape.
an ult and
Honestly,
he wants
that
to
is
ult
fine.
off contact, like
And the truth
especially
is,
as
with
Zap
LZ
wants to
having
use
the
his
ultimate, he could
Sova
potentially
ult as
ult over
well,
to C
you gotta
if
trade
2G
guns
wanted
there.
to try and hold on to this site.
Like it's pretty
Don't think
criminal
they're
to
gonna
have
the
a
opportunity to do so.
stinger.
Missiles go on in, clear away
When
sniper
you got-
trips,
when you got
and camera
2
spots
people
out
with
all
Vandals.
4 players on EG.
Even 3 people, right? I
Gobera
felt like
in
the
the
Rays
smoke.
had a Vandal
One of
also.
the 2 Vandals in his hands, but he's already dead. And now only 2 left alive. Make that one, yay.
There's so many
on
rounds
this
with
flow.
2G where you can kind of tell like
He's got 2 lives to close this one out.
they're just like a tier
Zap
below.
in a 1-on-4.
Honestly, maybe most teams in Americas.
But Ye's up
Yay.
there. Not gonna happen.
It's just some decision making that
EG start off stage 1
it's hard to
strong.
defend.
Taking down 2G in their
Okay,
opener.
they at least improved
13 to
though.
8
They at
on
least
map
improved. They got a
number
little bit closer
It was a
than
close
most of
one
us
to
thought,
start.
I would say.
2G had their chance, but in the last 2 rounds,